What's going on, everybody? My name is Kronos and welcome to my first Deadlock video. In today's video, I'll be showing you some tips, tricks, and helpful gameplay bits from my first 100 hours of playing Deadlock. Some of this stuff might be pretty obvious, but it's things that myself and my friends have overlooked, so I'm sure a lot of other people have overlooked it too. This is a complex game with a lot going on right when you're learning how to do everything. You can miss a lot of stuff, and there's a lot of things that the game just doesn't tell you how to do that you have to figure out on your own. So I hope to alleviate some pain and make you a meaner laner. Without further ado, let's get on into it. The first thing that I have noticed that a lot of people don't do that really has changed a lot of my gameplay is using the slide. It's the most basic thing, but I never used it for at least the first 50 hours. The big difference with the slide in this game is you get an unlimited ammo proc while you're sliding. Now I'll show you what that looks like here. When you hit shift and control, you slide, you get this blue visual indicator behind you. And along with that blue indicator, you'll also see that your ammo has now changed from numbers to the infinity sign, showing that you now have unlimited ammo for the time while you are sliding. You see how much more ammo you get out of this clip. Now there's a couple different variations on using your slide. You can dash jump slide, you can dash slide, you can jump slide, you can slide downstairs. I'm gonna be going into all that in my next video, which is gonna be a Deadlock movement tech guide, going into all the different types of movement tech in the game.
Press F to parry an enemy hero's melee attack. They'll be stunned and will receive increased melee damage.
So I figured I would just play that little clip because I don't know how much clearer I could say it than that. And chances are, when you first loaded up the game and were clicking through the how to play stuff, you might not have clicked all the way to the last two tabs under special moves and looking at parry. This is a skill that almost nobody uses, either because they don't know about it or it's honestly very hard to do and hard to remember if you don't really know about it. I myself, I've only done it a handful of times because in the heat of the moment, you got to be able to react quickly to that, because if someone's going to switch up and punch you, you have to consciously realize that you need to parry it. And with all this other stuff going on, it's kind of hard to do. You'll see here, I start getting chased by Viscous and I'm going to die. 500 health. I go into my Arctic Beam and he goes to punch me and I parry him, saving my life. Shiv comes in for the kill. He's knocked down. He takes more damage and is stunned for a couple seconds. Gives me enough time to get away. Actually saved my life. No trick. Okay, now we're gonna break into a little bit more obvious stuff, but it's stuff that I see people miss, don't do, don't know about, ignore, honestly don't know what goes through their heads most of the time. It's the golden urns that you see all over the map. They look like little golden Buddhas. They have the chance to drop one of 6 different kinds of buffs, either max HP, max fire rate, spirit, weapon damage, ammo, or cooldown reduction. While these might seem like small buffs, they are permanent buffs. They stack over time. If the game goes 45 minutes and you keep picking these up, this is a lot of extra juice that you can add to yourself for free. I see people walk by these, they'll break them, they'll just ignore them. It blows me away. I always try to grab them. They will add up over time. At 15 minutes, the percent or amount that they add permanently to you is increased. So the next thing we're gonna talk about, and I feel like it's kind of obvious, but I know for a fact that people have missed it. One of my friends missed it for weeks and was just kind of raw dogging it, trying to figure out what builds were best, or what items were best rather. If you go up to this right corner, you can see browse builds. And if you go over to the public tab, you can see all these community made builds that someone else has made and the community has tested out, and you can see how many times people have liked it. Honestly, some of them are not that good. They're just kind of thrown together and it will be kind of hard to understand. You're just kind of buying items all willy-nilly. Some of them though are annotated. They'll tell you down here in this blue bar below it, they'll tell you when to do different things, when to sell it. They'll tell you all sorts of stuff. And so some are better than others. You'll just have to kind of figure it out. But at the same time, it's also worth saying you need to read item descriptions and actually comprehend and understand what they're trying to tell you that they do. I can't tell you how many times I've bought an item and not known what it did, just bought it because the build guide said to, and actually not used the item at all. One, for example, is kinetic dash that I just did. Shift plus space. and you get this dash jump. When you have kinetic dash, it saves a stamina slot. I was buying kinetic dash and never even using it. I never knew about it until one day I started really looking at the movement tech and realized, oh my god, I've just been using this. I've been buying it, wasting money on it, and not been using it. So you really do need to actually understand what you're buying and how to use it. Don't just go into the build guide and copy it and not know what you're doing. Okay, so the next part of this video, I want to quickly go over the map. The map is your friend. Get to know the map. It'll make your life so much easier. First, this is a secret shop. This is a secret shop. Getting to the secret shops is a little weird. You can either take a left or right turn, depending on where you are, and one will lead you to the underground road that will link to any of the other lanes, and one will take you to the other item shop. One of my friends always gets lost and will end up going to the shop real quick and then popping out on yellow lane when we're in purple and is super lost. But when that happens, then you can use the teleporters. The teleporters, I feel like, are maybe the most underutilized part of this game. I don't see anybody ever take the teleporters. I've been trying to incorporate it in my gameplay. It helps with rotations a lot. Purple lane links to yellow lane. They are basically all diagonal aside from the middle lanes. Yellow and purple also have this one. So really, this one and this one are better for orange lane and blue lane. If you need to get over here from orange, it's quicker to hop in the teleporter and teleport. I can't tell you how many people I've given the slip by hopping in the teleporter and they don't know where, or ganking a lane and popping out of the teleporter and someone has no idea, they're pushed up on tower and you can kill them. Easy peasy. The last part of the map is the jungle, and it is probably the most complex. Do a whole video on it, but quickly we're going to break it down. So the single triangles you see are the tier 1 jungle spots. There will be 3 Vortigaunt looking alien monsters. They're pretty easy to kill. They drop between 40 to 80 souls. This number of souls is going to vary as the game goes on. They spawn at 2 minutes and they respawn every 4 minutes. Next is your tier 2 jungles. They spawn at 7 minutes and respawn every 7 minutes. This is the triangle with one line under it. Each lane has a couple near them. They drop between 100 to 150 souls, again varying on the time of the game. And last is the triangle with 2 dashes under it. This is your tier 3 jungles. They spawn at 7 minutes and respawn every 8 minutes. This tier 3 jungle, they're pretty hard. As you can see, I'm playing Warden in this clip and I'm getting my butt kicked. I had to use my ult. They hit hard until about mid to late game. By 20 minutes, you can do it by yourself, no problem. Earlier than that, you might need some friends. Tier 1, easy peasy, and tier 2, pretty easy also. You can have your lane buddy come help you with this one if you need to. But you should really, if your lane is pushed and you're kind of falling back and you have a second, you might as well pop in and kill this jungle. Take some extra souls, it'll help you catch up in lane real quick and can easily shift things in your favor. Next is the mid boss. The mid boss spawns at 10 minutes and respawns every 7 minutes. With the mid boss, if you kill it, you get the rejuvenator. The rejuvenator speeds up your respawn time. So if you're late game and you get the mid boss, instead of a 60-second cooldown on your death timer, you're gonna have a 30-second cooldown. That can make a big difference late game when you're trying to Zerg rush a base. Along with that, it also gives your minions additional pushing power, stopping power, and health. It'll basically push your lanes for you. The temp buffs that spawn on either bridge, both sides of the map, they spawn at 10 minutes and respawn every 5. You can pick them up at 4:55 and it'll still respawn in 5 seconds, and they stack. The soul urn spawns at 10 minutes and respawns every 5 minutes on the opposite side of the map. And lastly, the gold urns spawn at 3 minutes and respawn every 3 minutes. That's a general overview of the jungle. I hope that makes sense and was helpful. That brings us to the end of the video. I hope this was all informative and helpful. This is my first Deadlock video. I actually haven't made YouTube videos in many years, so I really like Deadlock, and I thought that I was learning some things and figured that I wanted to make some videos to help spread the news. My name has been Kronos. Thank you for watching if you made it this far. I appreciate it. And I will see you soon from a next Deadlock video, Movement Tech. Thank you. Good night.